everybody, and I mean everybody. I love ESPN. I love all the networks. I love everybody. You gonna know why? Because Orange and Blue Skies, baby. Orange and Blue Skies. It's the NBA Cup this morning. In a few months, it's gonna be the Eastern Conference, and we're gonna be in the NBA Finals. Did you see the Knicks? Did you see Jalen Brunson? Did you see OG Anunoby? That's what I've been talking about, baby. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before that curse from a championship drought spanning back to 1973 comes to an end. It's your boy Stephen A. Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go! Ah! Let's go! Whoa!
NBA Cup champion will be crowned tonight. Dotted by Castle. Nice. The cutter. Oh! Windhorst out of this world. He's on a heater.
That's not even fair.
And the lead is double figures for San Antonio. Shifting gears and switching hands. The Knicks have battled back from an 11-point deficit.
The way we were able to keep our composure when things were looking rough, it's a testament to our team.
The New York Knicks are NBA Cup champions.
Good morning. Welcome to First Take, everyone. Shae Cornette here with you. Mad Dog is back in the house. Missed you, buddy. Don't leave me hanging.
Thank you there, Shae.
There we go. There we go. Stephen A. He said he's going to be happy. He loves everyone. Let's keep that same energy for the next 2 hours. Let's see how long this
What's up, doggy?
Hello there, Stephen.
What's up, baby? What's up, baby?
He's all excited.
What's going on, man?
Oh,
What's going on, man?
look at my
What's
name,
going
man.
on?
I haven't followed it.
Yes.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about. It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning, y'all. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, because Mad Dog has not stopped rolling his eyes all morning long, so this should be fun. But Stephen A. should be excited. He really should, because the Knicks finally won a championship for the first time since 1973. Just not the one they really want, at least not yet. The Knicks beat the Spurs 124-113 after a rally. 25 by Brunson, 28 by OG Anunoby. They win the third NBA Cup. Each player receives a cash bonus for winning the Cup, but more importantly, New York has now won 6 straight. Here they were after the win.
I mean, to win this, it means a lot. It's a stepping stone for our team. And, I mean, the way we were able to keep our composure when things were looking rough, it's a testament to our team. So, I mean, whenever there's something to be able to win, it's fun to try and go do it. So I'm happy for our team.
The Cup is special, and I think for us to be in a position to say that we won and we're the champions and to have this dope-ass shirt on with the Knicks saying champions is a humbling and an honor. So we're going to celebrate this one tonight. We're going to hold this Cup championship dear to our heart, and but, you know, now it's time to work on the second one.
It's Orange and Blue Skies, Shae. It's Orange and Blue Skies. Yo, Wendy knows it. Wendy feels it. Yo, this is Orange and Blue Skies. That's what we're talking about here, okay? This is step one. You got to crawl before you walk, all right? I mean, it's been since 1973 that the Knicks have had a reason to celebrate anything. In 1999, when you go to the finals, we knew there was no chance in hell they had a chance of beating the San Antonio Spurs with the Twin Towers. That was David Robinson and Tim Duncan. We knew better than that, you understand? But the bottom line is this. When you look at the New York Knicks and you looked at the vulnerability of the Eastern Conference with Jason Tatum out with the Achilles, with Damian Lillard gone from Milwaukee now after he tore his Achilles, with Tyrese Halliburton, the Knicks slayer, he's gone with an Achilles tear. The Eastern Conference looks vulnerable. Now, I will confess, the Detroit Pistons are no joke. I am not shoving them aside by any stretch. They are coming, and they want the Knicks bad. I get it, but to go up against the San Antonio Spurs with Wembanyama, who was on a minutes restrictions, by the way, and by the way, God bless him and his family. I heard that he heard before the game, yesterday morning that he lost his grandma. God bless him and his family. Certainly, we want to treat that with the seriousness that it deserves, and I'm quite sure he was playing with a heavy heart, obviously, and that warned him a little bit. But the bottom line is he's 7'5". There was a period in the third quarter, I'm like, my God, what can you do with this guy? Step back, jump shots, threes, or alley-oop dunks. I mean, it was just like, damn. But in the end, I'm excited about the Knicks, not just because of Brunson, not just because of OG Anunoby and his 28 points. One of the key things, Shae, Wendy can appreciate this. Doggy, you might try to not act like you don't appreciate it, but you can, since you pride yourself in being knowledgeable about point guards. Jalen Brunson had a turnover, okay? What does Mike Brown do? He goes to his bench and he brings in this cat Tyler Kolek, okay? And I'm looking at him and I'm saying, wait a minute, he didn't take Brunson out. He had an additional ball handler in there because he wanted to take some of the pressure off of Jalen Brunson because obviously Castle and those boys were trying to get up in him. I'm just saying stuff like that you're seeing that you know you wouldn't have seen over the last 2 or 3 years is a plus. So not only are you getting guys like a Josh Hart, like an OG Anunoby and others that's playing their hearts out, but you got Kolek over the bench. You got Jordan Clarkson, who's a bucket waiting to happen, one of the prolific scorers off the bench, you know, in the recent NBA era. And I'm looking at a level of depth that the New York Knicks have, how they're even more efficient offensively, and that gives me cause to get excited. Now let's pump the brakes and let's not act like we saw anybody that's on the level of OKC. I don't give a damn that they lost in the semis to San Antonio. OKC is the creme de la creme. They're the reigning defending NBA champions. They are an elite defensive team. They've got it all, and we understand that. But outside of them, I look at the New York Knicks and I say to myself, hey, there's nobody that they can't beat. And if OKC, who knows if somebody out west might possibly knock them off, even though I consider that to be highly unlikely. This is a morning to be very, very excited about the New York Knicks because finally we have a reason to celebrate something. And guess what? I think we're going to be celebrating a lot more, at least until the NBA Finals. That is my belief. It is what I stated before the season began, and I stand here today feeling very, very good about my prognostication. Orange and blue sky, Spike Lee, you hear me, baby? You hear me, baby? Tracy Morgan, you hear me, baby? You hear me, Fat Joe? Y'all hear me, y'all? Orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies. It's the beginning. DJ Clue, I know you out there. You hear me, bro? Orange and blue skies. Step one was last night.
Windy, do you want to tone it down, or do you think that this excitement is warranted? What do you think?
I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased that Stephen A. is so excited about this. I'm very pleased that Spike Lee went all the way out to Las Vegas because, you know, I know what Dog's going to say. I know he's going to be the traditional old American sports fan and say that this doesn't matter, and if you don't win the trophy at the end, it doesn't matter. But this is the reason that the NBA Cup exists. This is why Adam Silver put it in, so that you had something else to compete for over the course of the 6-month season. And in the short history of the NBA Cup, we have seen teams that have performed well in the Cup that it has led to good things later in the same season. The Pacers 2 years ago make the run to an unexpected run to the Cup final. They ended up in the Eastern Conference Finals. Nobody thought that at that time. Last year, the Thunder reached the final and lose, but learned some lessons in that loss they ended up using in 2 Game 7s later in that season as they won the championship. And this could be very important. And also, Shae, I'm 47 years old. I have never woken up to a day when the Knicks can call themselves champions, even if it's the NBA Cup. And they will raise a banner. That's right, Mad Dog. A banner will go up into the rafters for the first time in decades at MSG. Yes, Mr. Smith, they put up the banner in LA when the Lakers won it 2 years ago. Yes, a banner will go up. That is correct. And that's in 30 years, when there's been 30 of these champs, you'll see it.
I'm a Knicks fan. I want to state for the record to both you and Doggy, I understand the banner going up, but we know the difference between that and the real banner, which is a championship banner. Okay. Let's not get ourselves. I'm just saying, I just want to know as a Knicks fan, I just want everybody to know we know the difference.
Somewhere Willis Reed and what?
But be a worldly fan in 2025 and understand there's nuance, Dog.
I do not understand it there, Brian. I apologize. Somewhere Walt Frazier and Willis Reed and Red Holtzman are saying, really? We're going to celebrate this stupid thing? This inauthentic creation to jazz up the regular season, which means absolutely nothing in the big picture. And by the way, last year the winner of the Challenge Cup were the Bucks, who crashed and burned in Indianapolis in the first round with Gary Trent throwing the ball all over the place. And then the year before, the Lakers, who got mauled. It's a bunch of nonsense. And we're going to celebrate this with hats and banners, a Challenge Cup. This is like the World Baseball Classic, which I've always killed, by the way. I did with Ohtani and Trout, so I'm consistent. This is stupid. This is not authentic. You are not going to convince a Knicks fan. I'm surprised that Steve, who goes back to 69-70, who goes back to Carl Braun, for crying out loud, who goes back to Sweetwater Clifton. And you're going to sit there and tell me that this is something significant, a fabricated event, when Wembanyama played 20 minutes? I mean, are we going to do this now? I mean, you must be kidding me. And then we're going to have, forget Spike, I love the guy. And I went to his movie. How about Charlemagne last night on a freaking FaceTime with Carl Anthony Towns? Timmy, all right, do a little research. Look up freaking Dean Meminger. And look at Game 7 against Boston in 1973 when they beat the Celtics in Boston. First time the Celtics ever lost a Game 7 at home. Look at that. That's Knick basketball when they won their second championship. The idea that anybody thinks that this is important, boy, because it's December, we got to jazz up the regular season. This is inauthentic. You do not convince a serious sports fan about something that's not authentic. And this is not authentic. And for you, Smith, I am shocked for you to sit there and start the show with Blue Skies and Spike Lee and then erase a banner. Are you kidding me? That's what Dick McGuire is. You can't be doing that.
I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do with the banner. I have nothing to do with the banner. I'm excited for a different reason. I'm looking at a New York Knicks team that I think legitimately can compete for the championship, that can end up being one of the final two teams on the stage with 4 games removed from a world championship. That's what I'm thinking about. And I'm telling you right now, as constructed, remember 2 years ago, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, and them get injured in the Game 7. Indiana takes them out. Last year, they lose to Indiana in 6 games. They get taken out in the conference finals. They lost to Game 7 in the semifinals. I'm looking at them inching closer and closer, and I'm saying you're not taking a step back. You're taking a step forward. I know how damn good of a coach Tom Thibodeau was. I didn't like the fact that he was gotten rid of, but I also know that Mike Brown could coach. Mike Brown knows a thing or two about basketball. I also know that he's better when it comes to player relations. And that's going to go a long way, because when a guy like Mikal Bridges is telling you, yo, we need some rest, you're going to listen to him if you're Mike Brown. We looked at the New York Knicks like a bunch of cardiac kids, and we said they had about 5 dudes. We don't look at them like that anymore. We're seeing cats coming off the bench. You're seeing a couple of ball handlers. You're seeing several perimeter shooters. You're seeing a guy like Mikal Bridges, who signed a $150 million extension in the offseason, and we're seeing him shoot better than 40% from three-point range. We're seeing OG Anunoby shoot better than 40% from three-point range. We're seeing the combination of Cat and Mitchell Robinson controlling the boards, making sure to control the boards and grab your rebounds, and you don't get dominated on that side of the aisle. We're seeing those kind of things. And I'm saying to you, combined with everything that I pointed to about the Eastern Conference, doggy, I'm saying this is step one. You understood coming into the season what the expectations were for the New York Knicks. You on the record, doggy, saying, don't backtrack, Stevie A. Don't do that. They got to get to the finals or this season is a failure. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying every little step we take, you understand, matters. It matters. And that's all I'm talking about. I'm not acting like this is some NBA championship. I'm saying the ingredients, the increments, the elements, that every single step that you take that progresses you forward towards an NBA championship. The New York Knicks appear to be on that right track. They haven't veered left. They haven't tailed off. They haven't faded. No. They're going for what we expected them to go for. And that's why I'm talking about orange and blue skies. Let's not get it twisted and act like you can't comprehend where I'm coming from. This ain't no damn NBA championship. I know that. This doesn't compare to that. I am saying, damn it, you crawl before you walk. The New York Knicks have crawled. Now they're walking. And my anticipation is that they're going to sprint. And come NBA playoff time, I got to worry about the Detroit Pistons, make no mistake. But they can beat anybody. They can take the Eastern Conference. It's what I said from day one. And right now, sitting here, right when Christmas is about to show up, they have said to me, Stephen A., you ain't a liar, baby. We got you. And yes, they did. And that's why I'm happy.
Dog, please come with me into 2025 and be a modern worldly sports fan. Nobody is saying that this is the same as the NBA championship. Nobody is saying that. But what they're saying is that there are different things that you can celebrate as a fan. It's not all about the one thing. And, you go over to Europe, this is commonplace over there. Last year, Crystal Palace, which hadn't won anything in decades, won the FA Cup. It was one of the greatest stories in English sport last year because they won the League Cup. Okay, this is 3 years old. In 25 years, it'll mean more. You have to invest in it. And yes, I know the Lakers lost in the first round, the Bucks lost in the first round, but I just told you, teams that have gone deep in this cup, it's mattered later on. Join the new world. Join the worldly view of a sport that it's not all about the one thing at the end, especially for a fan base that's had almost nothing to celebrate. This is something that's worth celebrating. It's not something to have a ticker tape parade, but it is something worth celebrating. And I applaud Stephen A. and Spike Lee for being leaders in this, and I invite you to join them. Be on the right side of history.
Never. And I'll tell you right now, I'll say one last thing. I don't know if this is true or not, but if the NBA insists that these banners got to go up to the rafters, which a lot of people seem to think with the Lakers 2 years ago, the NBA should be ashamed of themselves. Now, I don't know if this is accurate, but I can't believe the Lakers would put a banner up where West is up there.
Doggy, grow up. Stop that. You can say what you want about the New York Knicks. That's true. They won a championship last in 1973. The Lakers have 17 banners, for crying out loud. They can hang up whatever banner they want.
I
they've
totally
delivered,
disagree.
Hold it. They've delivered 17 championships. So what they're showing you is that it could be a regular season title. It could be an NBA Cup. It could be anything. Because they've got 17 banners, they know the difference. So what they're saying is we'll celebrate anything along the way. You calling out the New York Knicks might be accurate because this doesn't replace an NBA championship. It doesn't supplant that, and I understand that. But when you're a franchise that has won as much as the Lakers have won, you can hang up any damn thing you want because you're deciphering the difference. You're showing the world. Yeah, they know the difference between an NBA championship and an NBA Cup, but Wendy is absolutely right. Times have changed. There's a level of priority that teams associate with trying to be in the cup because they want those extra dollars in their pocket and stuff like that. In the case of the Lakers, they wanted to be the inaugural champions. It meant a lot to them because they're the first team to ever win that. Nobody else did it. Obviously, they did it, and that's what it is.
You think anybody who spends a fortune to go to those ball games at the Staples Center, looks in, or Crystal Palace, whatever it's freaking called, go up there and look at the rafters and see the 17 banners and see Kobe and Kareem and Magic and Elgin Baylor and says, wow, the Challenge Cup, we won that too. They don't do that. No, you can't fool a sports fan, Stephen. Stop trying to fool a sports fan. You don't put banners up there when the championship banners up there.
Excuse me. I'm not trying to fool a sports fan. I am a sports fan. You clearly have forgotten how to be a sports fan because to you, all that matters is the ending. But the process and the journey suddenly doesn't matter to you. That's your damn problem, Mr. Grinch. We're not that way. Wendy's absolutely right. We're not sitting up there and saying that this is a championship equitable to an NBA championship. What we're saying is every little step matters. Now the New York Knicks, guess what? You're absolutely right. The Lakers won the first one. The Milwaukee Bucks won the second one. They both got bounced out in the first round. Don't let it be you. Don't you be the third. Don't you be that team that does that. Yeah, this was a stepping stone. What this says is that, you know what? You're going for it all. Every single process that needs to be endured, you're going to do it, and you're going to be about trying to win the championship. Don't let us down come playoff time. Don't win the cup and then be home in April. Your asses better be ready to go through May. We expect you to be in June playing for the NBA championship. That is the goal. The New York Knicks know it. They've accepted the challenge. And step one was this. And I got no problems with it.
Okay, for one, I know you mean business when you call him Smith. I've never heard you call him Smith before in my entire life. You have to admit a single elimination tournament means something, obviously, to New York Knicks fans. But can I ask a question now? I checked notes, wrote, as constructed were the words by Stephen A. Smith. Can we stop this Giannis to New York now conversation? They've proven they can win something the way they are constructed now. Giannis doesn't need to come to New York. Would you agree?
Go ahead, Wendy. I'll let you go first.
So first off, Giannis, I don't know where Giannis's future is. I'm not sure if he knows. And, you know, he has not formally asked for a trade. And I'm skeptical that even if he did, that a trade would happen in the middle of the season. But the Knicks did believe in this roster. And the reason that there was not any real traction over the summer when the Knicks and the Bucks talked about it was because the Knicks liked the hand that they held. They didn't want to trade everything that the Bucks would have wanted to consider this situation because they did like this team, and I think they do want to see what they can do with it. But I'll tell you what, you talk about a top 5 player is still in his prime. Every team would have to seriously consider it. And if it became a serious consideration, the Knicks would have to have a serious discussion about it. There are pathways where the Knicks can keep their team in good stead and add a player like this. And so if it happened, and it's still an if right now, especially during the season, I think it's probably a June conversation. But at Shae, I agree. In February, I'm not sure the Knicks could do this.
At this particular moment in time. But let's not insult the great Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is one of the top 5 players on the planet Earth. He's 6'11". He's a gazelle. The brother, he'll dunk on anybody. He averages 30 and 12. You always find room for somebody like him. For a guy like Kevin Durant, for example, 36 years of age or what have you, I don't give a damn what you got in your squad. You got an opportunity to get Kevin Durant, you get him because he's a walking bucket and a future Hall of Famer and a scoring machine unlike most things we've ever seen in NBA history. You get somebody like that. You sit up there and LeBron is a couple of years younger and you have an opportunity to get him. You figure it out and you worry about it later because these are generational players. You understand? A Steph Curry, people like that. So let's get that out the way first. Secondly, a little history, Shae. Doggy will appreciate this. In the 80s, the Detroit Pistons were on their way, doing just fine. With Isaiah, with Dumars, with Lambert, and all of these other guys. They had a dude by the name of Adrian Dantley, who was a walking bucket. What they did was they moved him out of there and went and got Mark Aguirre. And guess what happened? They won back-to-back titles. I'm just saying, a lot of times we look at a player and just because the things is going smoothly and you look en route to the ultimate goal doesn't mean that the addition of someone and the subtraction of others can't equate to that either. No matter what we see from the New York Knicks in terms of a Karl Anthony Towns, who I love, OG Anunoby and stuff like that. Sure, you don't want to lose all of these players. You got to keep some of them. I get that. But when you're talking about acquiring a Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's going to be 31 years of age, okay? I'm sorry. That is not something you pass up if you can get it done. So I love the New York Knicks. I think that I'm very proud of them. I think that they should be the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference. Make no mistake about it. But if you told me today that I had to look at 5, they're starting 5, and a couple of them, along with a couple of first-round picks, had to go because we got an opportunity to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. Not only am I saying yes, I'll drive my ass to Milwaukee and bring him back myself. You understand? And Doggy always teasing me about private jets and stuff like that. Hell, I'll pay for it. Let me tell you something. Right? It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. You got an opportunity to get him, you do it. He's that great. Let's be very, very clear. I don't think it's going to happen. All right? But if it could, and I got to give up a couple of cats, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank you for your service. I really appreciate it. But this brother right here, I'm not passing him up. And to pair him with Brunson, I'm not letting that go. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'll walk to Milwaukee to get him. I'm serious. I'll walk to Milwaukee to get him.
He'd have to face the cold then. He won't do that. Go ahead.
No,
I would. Yes, Shae, I would brave the cold. For him, I would brave the cold.